Right. Says we're live. We've got. We're doing that. We're doing a bit of this, bit of chaos. Let me check. Right. Okay. I think we're looking good. Jack, how you doing? Are we ready to start the show? Should we get going?
Let's get started. Let's get into it.
Let's do it. Intro music time. It's your boy, Amreezy, and I'm back with another Fantasy FootbLOL episode this week with the wonderful Jack P. Jack, welcome to the channel, welcome to the show. How are you, mate?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. Much appreciated. Looking forward to talking Sorare, football, and all bits and bobs, really.
Love it. So what we usually do for newer viewers, if you're watching this on repeat, or if you're part of the 4 people watching this live right now, how it works is I review all the Premier League games that have just gone the weekend. And usually with each game, we try to talk about if there's a so rare player that we like the look of or we could recommend, or just general football chat. And then the other big thing is I want to get to know Sorare managers more. So that's kind of why I've started this series as well. So I can get to know people, because as a Sorare creator, like, I don't really interact with many other people. So this is a kind of good chance for me to kind of interact with people like Jack, because I mean, Jack, I've been doing Sorare videos for about a year and a half. And I think when I started, I think I saw you must have already been doing it. So how long have you been making Sorare videos?
Good question. I think it must be 2 years. I think, obviously, I started streaming on Twitch. It must be must be 18, 2 years now. Probably have to go look at
Nice.
me videos, really. But yeah, it has been a while, but I'm still a newbie, as I class myself as.
Nice.
In fact, yeah,
Same.
2 years ago.
Yeah. And was you streaming like other stuff before, or is Sorare like the first time you started streaming?
I did a couple of Football Manager streams and realised it wasn't for me. It was more of my hobby, which Sorare is as well, of course, but Sorare is where the real love is,
It
basically.
is.
So I stick with that.
Kerry, who was first in the chat about half an hour ago, by the way, congratulations to Cherry sweeping that first award, says you're a serial winner. Is that just in life to Kerry, or is that so rare, or
I
hopefully
think they're both,
both?
but I think it might be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. I think I've had some wins on Sorare. I've got plenty of reward videos on the channel, so I think I've done fairly well in my years playing Sorare.
Yeah, I saw you crafting recently, and you crafted like a Saliba, I think, and some really good like
Yeah,
Portuguese guys, and I was like, in rare as well. So like, hats off to you. I'm
yeah,
just
buzzing with that.
I'm firing up your gallery. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look. You can tell a lot about a manager by their gallery.
Oh,
So first of all, I'm looking at the top. You got Messi here, Kimmich, and then Ryan Shawcross. Now you're a Stoke fan, right? Must be
I
for the
am.
Ryan
I am.
Shawcross. Um, Ryan Shawcross. That's not a Stoke card, is it? Is that, what team is that?
No, he went to Inter Miami. He started the trend there. He
Ah,
started the trend. I'm
classic
pretty sure it was Inter
Shawcross.
Miami anyway. Yeah, I think that's one out of 100, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah, bolted.
nice. That's it. Is
I don't know
it
how much did I pay for that. Oh god, I dread to look.
£88? But it's worth it because you've sealed him. He's given you collection scores. It's all worth it now.
There you go.
He's not still playing, is he?
No, he's actually a coach at Stoke now. So he actually
Oh,
was a
nice.
manager in MLS, and then he managed Stoke for a game or two when we sacked um, the previous manager, and now he's a coach there. So he's done a fairly good job there.
Yeah, I got good memories of Ryan Shawcross. I really like squad numbers. I'm trying to remember. Was he 17?
He was well done.
Yeah, that team with sort of Choupo-Moting,
Yeah,
Shawcross, Shaqiri for a
Robertooth at the
little
back.
bit.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, we were some team, and I play centre back on like I used to play centre back on Sunday football, and I was a captain of the team, so my ad was Shawcross. People called me Shawcross,
Oh,
and
yeah.
yeah, he still is probably been my favourite ever player, and it's a bit sad being a centre back Ryan Shawcross, but yeah, that's Stoke for you.
I like that Stoke team. I feel like everyone just kind of goes, "Oh, it was just Rory Delap, big throws, long ball." But like when you name people like Shaqiri and Shawcross, and um, there were some like flair players, like Crouch was there. There were some fun players. It wasn't just Rory
Oh,
Delap's throws.
Oh yeah, well, obviously for a few years we had Tony Pulis, who was just long ball, hoof it, Roy Delap, and then we switched to Mark Hughes.
Oh
I can always
yeah,
remember the first game when we played Liverpool away. I think Mark Hughes' first game. It was so strange because on goal kicks, for example, Stoke were always upfield. And I can always remember the first game, Mark Hughes, Liverpool away. We passed it short from a goal kick. I was like, what is going on here?
yeah. Who is this? Hughes didn't last long,
uh,
did he?
He's there a few years. We finished eighth one season. So he had a really good squad, same as you said. And then we just got too many players that were like flair players. We lost that kind of like core that we lost Whelan, we lost Shawcross, and we lost those. We lost Walters, for example, who was a great player, and we just had too many flair sort of players. And
Yeah.
it went downhill from there really.
Kerry's Kerry, you should still be buzzing about winning 100 essence. That's 1/10 of a card, Kerry. And yes, the Stoke team was a menace to all teams. I'm taking a look at your little gallery now. So you play a lot of Premier League, right?
Yes.
And it looks like Bundesliga in season you've been having fun with.
Yeah, so before this season, believe it or not, I didn't play limited. So I did a video on my channel about a month or so back now, and rare and a bit of super rare was where I was playing. I never used to play limited, maybe just dabbled in a little bit. And then this season I've gone quite big in season. I've got a Prem team, Bundesliga. I've got Challenger, Contender.
Good
Um,
cards here.
yeah, so I kind of wanted a bit more fun. So again, I mentioned in one of my videos, Saka, for example, paying £136, and I think he's gone down now. I think he's about 50 quid. Last time it might have been less than that now after injuries. But
Yeah.
I could afford to do that. Where if I was buying him rare for £1,000, I think he's dropped 300, 400 quid to 600, wherever it might be. I'll be like, oh, for like God's sake, like.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of de-risked a little bit, but still brought the best play. That's how I like to play Sorare. I have the players I watch, if that makes sense. So I've changed my strategy a little bit this season, but obviously I still play classic, rare, and trying, as you can probably see from the last couple of victories there, I'm trying to go potentially get in-season challenger over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, you definitely got a good start with Trincao.
Yeah.
I'm sort of, I never have really taken the plunge into rare, but I was always of the kind of mindset of like, I will go there eventually. But now I think seeing prices, and like you said, I'm in the kind of boat where I'm kind of like, I think I just might stay limited now. And just like you said, like for the first time, I made big purchases for me, like this preseason, like Chelsea cards like João Pedro and Cucurella, Caicedo. These are the type of cards that I never would have bought before. But I think I can do that in limited, like you said, for the same way. The prices have kind of come down. Like when I first started, those cards were just so unobtainable. Now it does seem more achievable that you can have any player you want now in the Premier League if you kind of play limited.
Yeah. I never thought I'd be playing, limited, to be honest, but I had about a £1,500 budget, if not a bit more. And obviously, if you go out there and buy, buy 5 Prem players, your Sakas, your example, that's all gone with just in one team. Where with limited, same as you say, you can go out there and get 5, 6 top end players, teams, not just players, teams. In Bundesliga, Premier League, Challenger. So yeah, I'm definitely having a lot more fun than I would do. You probably see from the gallery as well. I think last season was my. I've been on Sorare now since since 5 years. I think I'm one of the OGs as such. I was on Sorare when there was just 2 free leagues. So, but I think last season was the first season where I fell out a bit of fell to love for the game, to be honest. And I think
Yeah.
I had a bit of a break over the summer. Didn't upload much content, but honestly, these streaks and football return in general, I'm just back in again.
They really did go from like everyone being teaming doom and gloom about Sorare and like, it's dead, get rid of your classic cards, it's over, to just so much hype in like a
Yeah,
month, like 2 month period. It was crazy, the hype. They did like credit to the team, like, and now I can just see this working every year. I can just see me. They can just copy paste, like, and I'll probably still want to invest the same amount. Still want to go for those. If they do a 5x hot streak, I'll still want to do that. Are you still on the 5x hot streaks?
no, I was never on them basically. First game week, and I got Salah, I got Palmer, I got the best players. So, I mean, you can play the manager or the players, but yeah, I missed out. I was absolutely gutted the first game week, and yeah, yeah, absolutely gutted. That was kind of the bread and butter for me. That's what I was going for originally. I was going to go big there, but yeah, disappointing me. What about yourself?
Oh, well, slightly different disappointment, but I made the first week, but then went out in the first week. So I can't remember who let me down, but I think it was João Pedro and Palmer, because Chelsea's first game was against Palace and they drew 0-0. So the
Yes.
attackers got 0-0. The Palace defense. I shouldn't have done it. I underestimated Palace really, because their defense is so good. They just kept Palmer quiet, Pedro quiet, and Chelsea also looked a lot tired. They hadn't really had a preseason. I should have probably factored in all of these decisions when I built those first lineups, but and then second week,
Yeah,
Palmer was injured, so we're way
Yeah,
off.
talking of Palace and defenders, obviously it's deadline day. I didn't at first thing I didn't realise the deadline ended about in my time 7 p.m. UK, and I've just seen about half an hour ago that Gay is staying at Palace. He is not joining Liverpool,
Whoa,
so yeah, so that's
that's a
quite a big one.
surprise. So they're gonna
Yeah,
lose him on a free at the end of the season.
it looks like it. Yeah, I think it's basically down to the fact that Palace couldn't sign a replacement, even though they've had all summer. So yeah, it looks like he's staying. Yeah,
Yeah,
so yeah, it's massive.
that is. Although I don't know, I just feel like to get some money for him. I think maybe they could have got, because Palace I kind of trust. They're a bit like teams like Bournemouth, where I like, if they lose a player, I trust them to. They'll bring in some random guy from South America, and I'll just be like, he must be good, because it's not like some of these teams that like maybe Wolves or Watford or players where they just keep signing players and they're not
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
I would have trusted
and
Palace to spend 35 million well and get a good replacement.
yeah, they were in for Diomande from Sporting early on the window. I think I saw that, but that must have just died down. So not sure what they've had since then, but. Yeah, simply you would trust Palace, Palace, your Brightons, etc., to Bournemouths, your Brentfords to go out there and sign these players you've never heard of before, even though your players are rare, and you think, who are these players still?
Yeah.
And yeah, there's still players out there, not in this rare world. You think, bloody hell, who the hell is he?
I'm having a look now at your lineups for this weekend. 2,000 essence and $21 from this one. That's beautiful.
Yeah, and Trincao let him. I mean, Trincal's got a tough game there, but apparently he had a bit of a nightmare. He wasn't to be seen basically, but on another day there, he could have got a goal or assist, but I'll take that. I'm not going to complain about that.
And then it looks like Salah and Rice, I would have thought they'd be bigger scores in this game.
Yeah, tough game. I think Salah. I think that's one of the worst games. Again, I watched the game live, and some of Salah's first touches weren't great at all. So,
And then Bundesliga. So it
yeah.
looks like I hit my first hot streak this weekend in the Premier League, and I'm only doing Premier League and La Liga so far in season. So I'm guessing you're on your hot streaks for Challenger, for Bundesliga.
Yeah, so I'm back at the first hot streak now on all of them. So because I think last week I missed on the third hot streak for Challenger and Contender. I think Celtic weren't playing, so that kind of And I think Sorare for Galatasaray, I think I say his name, had him and another player in a lineup, and they both won like 4-5 nil, and they both didn't do anything. So yeah, quite disappointing. I think I'm winning a couple of cards actually. I'm actually winning a tier 2, I
Oh,
think,
nice.
in under 23 rare, and I think I'm winning some in champ as well. So yeah, I've got a few cards to open. Not sure why it's not shed on there, but yeah, I am winning a couple of cards.
Nice, nice. Yeah, under 23, I didn't think pre-season that I was going to take it that seriously, but I found myself with just a few cards that are doing really well in under 23, and I'm like, man, it might be worth going for that because I don't think a lot of other people are. I think it's quite a quiet competition. Everyone's been distracted by the hot streaks and stuff, and you can win good cards in under 23.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Obviously, your Mal's in there. He's in there for a few more years as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's one of my favorite. That's probably, if not my favorite competition, since being on the game. Basically, how did you get on this weekend?
So Premier League was good because the Chelsea game was the first game. So I hit the
Oh,
I
you got
finally
Grealish.
finally hit a hot
Captain
streak.
Grealish there, 100 points. Wow.
Oh, let me kind of
And
let
you
me
got
gloat about Grealish for a second because I bought Grealish before the second game of the season. After he'd come off the bench and everyone was down and out on him, and everyone was like, Grealish is done. He's not going to work. I don't know why, but his price got so. I'm basically there. There I am. That's my bid at auction for £9.84 with market credits as well. So I paid like £4.50 for Grealish, and then since I bought him, I really it's like beautiful seeing that. And he looks so good. He looks confident.
Yes, yeah.
He looks fun. He's enjoying it. He's playing a smile on his face. So enjoying Grealish. So yeah, I finally hit the hot streaks in the Premier League. La Liga is just a disaster, really. I'm doing this every week, basically. I need to either just stop La Liga or invest a bit more seriously in a goalkeeper and a defender and also Thiago Almada. He's a football manager hero of mine, so that's purely the reason I got him. And he's just Atletico Madrid just haven't got going this year, so yeah. Rafinha, 39. I mean, yeah. So La Liga, I'm kind of up in the air about. I love Mexico. I live in Mexico, so I love Mexican football, and All-Star Mexico is quite fun for me. So I went to this game. Santos played Tigres. I went to the game, and yeah, not bad, not bad. But yeah, it's all about Premier League in season for me, and like,
what is football? I mean, it might be a strange question, but what is football like in Mexico? What's like the atmosphere? How many go? I mean, what's the capacity for stadiums? I've never done any research, to be honest, so I'm a bit, I'm completely new to Mexico's football. So what's it like? What's the football like? What's the atmosphere like? How many people tend to go these sort of matches, really?
they don't have like this kind of same blind loyalty that we have in England, where it's like, I support Chelsea, but I also have Sheffield Wednesday because I grew up in Sheffield. So that they're like a second team for me. And I remember Sheffield Wednesday being like League One and going to a few games and just being sold out and just people every year going. They don't have that. If like your team's not doing well one year, people stop going to the games. So Santos Laguna are terrible. And so I went to the game against Tigres, mainly to see Tigres because they're quite a famous big team. They got Gignac, they got a few players, Angel Correa. So there's a few famous players that I just wanted to see, and the stadium wasn't full. So they're a little bit fair weather. They're a little bit like when it's good, but that's how they protest. So if they're not happy with the owners, they all stop going to the games, and then the owners have to then sign players, and then they usually listen, and then they start filling the stadium again if they start bringing a few new names. And it's a party atmosphere as well. It's like, beer it's served in the grounds, and there's like food, and there's like more families than like in England. It's more like quite a lot of, you'll see a lot of full families there, kids. So yeah, it's a bit party atmosphere. The football qualities, it's okay for the top teams. They can kind of, I'd say that the top teams are probably like bottom half of the Premier League team quality, but then there's quite a drop off the bottom teams are like maybe League One quality, and but because there's no relegation at the moment, there's not really there's quite a lot of corruption that goes on. So it's like there's my team, Santos Laguna. Their owner owns another team in the same league, so he owns two teams.
God.
And whichever one's doing better, he'll just take the best players from that team and send them off to the other. And it's just like so obvious. But it's really fun. It's really like, it's not the best quality, but it's really fun. Just there's so many little storylines, and Kerry's kicking up. Kerry, are you a Liverpool fan? I think Kerry might be a Liverpool fan. Saying that Salah's been non-existent for 10 to 15 games. Check his Sorare scores. I know he fell off at the end of last season.
Yeah. He's been very quiet the first 3 games of the season. He has been. I missed the first game. I did watch the Newcastle. What a game that was, by the way, last Monday. And then I watched the game on the weekend. He had a poor game, but I'd be interested to look at his scores here and what his scores are like.
I didn't start too bad, but
in terms, I mean, obviously, last minute goal against Bournemouth, he got an assist against Newcastle, but I mean,
I mean, that's not even that far ago, is it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get maybe because they've got Wirtz now, Isaac's come in. You do wonder if he's possibly not the main man anymore. Will that reduce his scores? But I think he's still going to be like on penalties and still going to be that main man on the right wing. International usage as well. Why does that keep coming up? But yeah.
It's not bad, is it? No, it's just a few games. They got Merseyside draw against Everton there, 31, which is obviously a tough. Is that Tottenham? We got 27, and then obviously scored against Tottenham there. So it's not. He's got Chelsea, Arsenal, poor score against top teams. So he's
maybe the top teams.
It's not too bad. But I can see what people are saying. But he still bags a goal or an assist, which is what you need. Obviously, you probably need a bit more. But in terms of performances, the last 2 or 3 games, he hasn't been himself. Let's put it that way.
Right, let's get to the games. Let's get to reviewing. So the first game was Chelsea. I had to wake up at 5:30 a.m. to watch this game.
Oh,
I hate it when we're the early kickoff because I'm gonna wake up, and when they lose and you woke up at 5:30, and it's like, come on, guys. But so in terms of Sorare, how do you do you just go for the smashes, or do you like going for budget guys? Do you do a bit of both? What's your kind of like approach?
When I first started, I did so much scouting. I actually purchased and got a trial on, is it Y Scout, is it called? That platform where you can watch players. Honestly, I scouted I sat there, it was during lockdown, and I scouted that many unknown players. I was looking at under 19s, goalkeepers, and that's paid off actually this season. Dennis Seaman's just started being in goal. I did so much research, so much scouting. But now at the moment, I don't have much time. I've got my own house now. Things have changed anyway. So it's not locked down anymore. So I tend to go for the smashes now and more the players that I love watching. And for Chelsea, the player that I absolutely love that I had to buy this season on Sorare is Caicedo. I think this might be a bit of out there, but I think he is the best. Probably maybe Rice. I'll probably have above him, but I think he is probably the second best. I'm probably going to get penalty for this in the comments, but I don't care. I think he's the second best midfielder in the Premier League behind Rice. That's my opinion. I think he's that good.
Yeah, and I think he's better defensively than Rice. Rice maybe edges him going forward, but I mean the two of them together would be a pretty formidable sort of centre midfield.
You're a Chelsea fan, so what's your? I mean, you like me. What do you think of him in the team?
I think he's world class. I think his first season he took a bit to get settled in, but there was so much chaos with like Pochettino and the new players coming in, and we were such an unbalanced squad. It wasn't really the ideal environment, and I think some of that's kind of affected him. People still, I think, have a bit of that in the back of their head, like, oh, Chelsea paid so much for him and he wasn't great that first season. But everyone who's watched him week in, week out, he's He does what N'Golo Kante used to do. Just saves us so many
Yeah.
times. Just breaks up the play. You lose count of how many times he breaks up the play and just gives it to someone else. Gives it to Enzo Fernandez. Gives it to Cole Palmer, and just that kind of player. It's hard to say he's worth it, but I don't think Chelsea fans are now worrying about that price tag. Like he's a joy, and he's young, and he's a really good team player. Never like fights with anyone. Never has a. It doesn't seem like he has an ego. It doesn't really seem like just seems like a really good player and lets other people play. And when you've got players like Esteval come in and Palmer, and you've got the kind of attackers Chelsea have, you need that. You need that kind of selfless player. So I love him. He was the one I went for too in preseason. I was torn. I was like, Enzo Fernandez does have that more likely to get involved in goals, but Caicedo will just give you a steady every week.
I've never even, because obviously I love him, and I've never kind of went for him on Sorare before because he's obviously doesn't get the peak scores, and probably Fernandez is probably a better Sorare scorer, I'm guessing. But I thought I'm playing limited. I love him. I'm just going to get him.
Yeah. I think maybe there's still a few bargains here with Chelsea's defense, because a lot of people sort of are saying they don't know who's going to be the defender. And I've seen people talking about how I don't want to get Tosin, I don't want to get Chalobah, because what if someone else comes in? But now that the window's closed and Chelsea won't be signing any centre-backs, I do think these are the starting two centre-backs until one of them gets injured. So yeah, I think that these are good options if you want like regular players. I think they're probably like under £20 in season. So if you don't want to go full whack with Cucurella, I'd have a look at Tosin and Chalobah. I mean, Tosin as well as Tosin especially. He wins a lot of duels. He captained a few games in preseason, like when Reece James went off. So he's one of those players that I think he can be trusted for minutes. So everyone else is fairly well known. Delap injury is a bit of a nightmare. It could give who's the guy on loan at Sunderland? Gooey. So Gooey at Sunderland could be an option. Could be, he might get some minutes. But yeah. Fulham, I wouldn't go there, but if you were,
yeah, definitely. I think Anderson's not too bad. I think Iwobi is not bad on Sorare on his day. But I mean, I had a Leno and Anderson in. I mean, Anderson's not too bad, to be honest. I think Iwobi can be decent AA wise, but looking at the rest of the 8 players there, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you worry about them. I mean, if those newly promoted teams keep kind of doing well and getting wins every now and again, Fulham are one of those teams where you'd be like, they need to be careful because they could get sucked into that. I've seen a lot of people getting Leno. Whenever people sort of talk about cheap goalkeepers, I see a lot of people go for Leno and maybe a combo of Leno and Anderson or Leno and Bassi. But it's a little bit too budget for me. Like last season, I went only for these kind of budget teams, and I went for Wolves and Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest. And Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest, they worked out beautifully. They were fun to play with last year. But Wolves, I regretted, and Fulham remind me of how I felt when I bought that Wolves collection, where they've got a few good players that you could kind of go, okay, the Cunha types that Wolves had last year. But then they just got so many players that are just not going to score well.
Yeah, is that Josh? Who's King there? Is that Josh?
Josh King, yeah.
Josh King, yes, yeah. I just wouldn't. Yeah, that's. I mean, it's
clear.
bound. You know, one week you can have a stack and they are going to pop off, maybe at home against Leeds or Burnley, whatever. But yeah, I think I similar to you. I had a bit of a full defensive stat last season. I had a Standard M's who got relegated from the French league, and also had a Real Sociedad as well, who finished like 10th. So that kind of put me off budget teams. That's why I've gone down to limited and brought the best.
Yeah. And also, what I learned last year from that Wolves collection is you have this idea that, okay, if I go for a budget team, they'll have their week against the Burnley or someone else. But then on those weeks, if Man City or Liverpool have like a mid-table team even, and they just decide to turn up that week, they're going to smash you out of the water, and your team might win 2-0, but Liverpool win 3-0 and City win 2-0 as well, then it never happens. Also, I was going to ask you, do you have like another team that you kind of root for, or is it just Stoke? And
Um, it probably is just Stoke. I'm just trying to think now. I don't anyone but Arsenal. I don't like Arsenal. No,
oh yeah,
no, obviously Port Vale. No, but yeah, I don't really. I quite enjoy the Premier League because I've got no, you know, yeah, I don't really follow. I watch Premier League every single week. Watch most games, but I haven't really got. Yeah, I haven't really got a club that I kind of follow. Really, yeah, bit of a shame that, but yeah, I don't really have
it
anyone that follow. To be honest,
probably makes you a better Sorare
not even
manager.
abroad. Yes, yeah, true.
Because I mean, like sometimes I've let my bias get in the way, and I've not wanted to get a Spurs player or an Arsenal player or someone like that, or gone too heavy on Chelsea. And I think like if you do have that neutrality, you can just kind of be a bit more clear-headed.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What's going on with Man United? I mean, how's Mason Mount still getting in the team?
I don't know, and I don't know why. I mean, obviously, I know he plays for at the back, but that team right there. I mean, if you pull Luke Shaw to left back and play four at the back, I mean, take probably Dello right back. That is a 4-2-3-1
Yeah,
right there. I don't. I mean, I'm not a manager. I play Football Manager. That's as far as I'll go. But I mean, that team right there. Fernandez in number 10. You got Cunha and Bruno on the wing as an example, inverted wingers, and then you've got obviously Sesko when he comes in. That's a perfect system for 4-2-3-1. But I mean, who am I?
yeah. Like I was thinking the same thing. I was like, they've got the perfect three behind the striker with Bruno further forward as the 10, and then Cunha and Bremo on the wings. It's like it's perfect. But then like having Fernandez that deep and then everything's on Casemiro, it's just like Henduzi's trying to rile you up. We don't like Stoke. He's an Arsenal fan. He's an Arsenal
no,
fan.
no one likes us. Don't worry.
Saw Estevao started Amreezy. Yeah, he started because Palmer's injured, and Palmer might still be injured for a bit now. So he's going to get games. He's going to get games. And even what I love about him is even when he comes off the bench, I think on his first game, he came off the bench and he still got like a 50 odd score or something like that because he's so desperate to impress. He takes players on. He gets those good AA. He gets loads of crosses in the box. I think even as a bench player, he's a player that I'm probably going to have fun with. I think an under 23 this year. But while Palmer's out, he's going to be getting game time as well. So very exciting player. And yeah, all Chelsea fans are super excited about Estevao. I did think Man United were going to be better this year. I did think like they'll get it together. The managers had all preseason to work on this famous formation that he is so resolute on, and then like the Grimsby game, the scraping a win against Burnley. It's like, do you think it's like it does seem like he's going to leave or get sacked?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, my brother sports United, so I've got a bit of insight, but in terms of how they play, etc. But even like defense, there you've got he swaps his defense around every game. I mean, if you look back at the last 20 games United, I'm pretty sure they haven't played. I might be wrong on this, but they haven't played the same back three. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure Maguire starting against Grimsby,
Yeah, I think you're right.
and then even like the wing backs. I mean, Dorgu hasn't started there. I mean, it just doesn't seem to be like settled. And if you look at Man City at the moment as well, I know we're kind of jumping ahead here, but Man City, it seems like their defense is always changing every single week at the moment. Diaz was benched on the weekend, and obviously
Yeah.
they got issues. So, the Arsenals, the Liverpools, you can name their defense. Obviously, I know Liverpool got some issues at right back at the moment, but you can name their back four if that makes sense. And I think that's what's going wrong at United, your cities. So I think that's where the issue starts for me. I mean, they've got all these decent attacking players, but I mean, that centre back three there. I mean, sure. I mean, he can be good. Obviously, for England, he's played there. You got Delete. It's not too bad, not amazing. Euro still fairly young, so I think the issues is that back three, and obviously the goalkeeper as well. So
Yeah, they've
yeah,
signed a keeper today, haven't they?
yeah. Is it Lamans? Lamens is he
Yeah.
called from Antwerp? Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen much of him to be fair, so I can't judge. But I mean, you never know. See, Courtois come from Belgium league. I mean, I don't. I'm going to reserve judgment until I see him play.
Yeah, I mean, you can just see from the ratings here, like all these greens and blue here, and then the defense all in orange. It's basically saying what Kerry's saying. United are only going to get better if they stop playing three at the back. It's so obvious. Henduzi with another old school Stoke reference. Kenyon Jones. I think he played for Sheffield Wednesday as well. Kenyon Jones. So I
Yeah, he
remember him
played for
well.
it. Yeah, Kevin Jones, what a player.
Burnley. I mean, Josh Cullen. I like him. I've got him in classic or Anderlecht. Speaking of them, I've got his Anderlecht card. He's quite fun, but I wouldn't I wouldn't I wouldn't be tempted.
I mean, yeah, they got a few decent couple of players in there. I mean, but yeah, that attacking force, Lyle Foster and that Medjbury, who I watched a bit of him in the Championship last season, and I mean against Stoke and a couple other games, and he didn't really. I think he got sent off against Stoke actually. But I mean, keeper, great signing, Kyle Walker. I mean, they've got a half decentish defense. To be fair to them,
Yeah,
Hartman, who's come in, that's a bit unknown. But it's just for me that attacking threat.
it's the opposite of Man United.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Again, I think they're going to struggle this season, to be honest. But I think
Yeah.
that's pretty obvious and not groundbreaking.
Sunderland, I've seen more people more optimistic about from the promoted teams. And I can see why. I think Jack is a fun player, gets involved a lot. You take a few suspensions throughout the season, but I think he's on set pieces maybe as well. So, and I've seen a lot of people hyping up Habib Diarra. So, could be a fun midfield there. Don't Reynildo, I could see a budget stack with Sunderland of the keeper, Reynildo, maybe these two boys in midfield, and then Mayenda or Enzo Lefebvre. I thought he was a midfield centre.
Yeah, I think he usually is a bit of attacking midfield, but I think he did play a bit off to the left as well. But I'm pretty sure he is mainly a cam, as they call him. He's one of my players that I pitched on Sorare years and years ago. So it's quite nice to see him in the Prem. But yeah, same as you say. I think actually the third was it someone that won the first game week. And I think I saw on Twitter or X, if you want to call it, I think someone won the Premier League in season with a Sunderland stack. So
Wow.
it does work.
I'm trying to see Enzo Lefebvre's career. Where did you get him? Where was he previously?
He's in the French league for is it Lorraine? Yeah, that's when I first picked him up. Yeah, 2021 probably would have
Nice.
been. He went to Rennes. Didn't really play much at Rennes, to be honest. And then he went to Rome again. Didn't play much there. So he was on all the set pieces, and he was kind of a bit of a. He was just kind of their main man. And then since he moved, he hasn't done too well as such.
I wonder if he's a bit, because he didn't play the first two games. I don't think, because he was one of those players where I saw he did well in the Championship, had a look at him, and then he didn't play the first two games. So I thought, oh, he's just going to be a bench player this season. But £6 you can get him in. Could be a nice bit of business there. Maybe get him even cheaper in auction.
Yeah, we wonder. I'm not sure if he does take set pieces for Sunderland. That'll be an interest. If he takes corners, and then it's not a bad one to get if he does start a few more games.
Yeah, because the first two games he came off the bench, which probably brought that price down. Now at £6, maybe cheaper at auction. Yeah, I think if you're playing that kind of way, he wouldn't be the worst shout. Wouldn't be the worst gamble. And he's young as well. I quite like thinking of the future with Sorare. Like I don't usually like to sell cards, so once I get them, I kind of want them to either be part of a collection I'm building or think long-term usage. Like, would he be a fun classic player? And I think if Sunderland got relegated, he'd be a fun classic player. If he moved on, he could be. It looks like he's a decent player. So if they got relegated and then they sold him to like a team like Spurs or West Ham or like a mid-table kind of team, I think he seems like a fun player.
Yeah, and I think players like that with that set piece ability, you've always got that opportunity for corners and decisive from that way. So I think players like that are always have always kind of wanted, if that makes sense.
Big time. Brentford, I think last week's stream I was with Hoodwink and we were saying that Brentford are doing better than we thought, and maybe people are going to start looking at Damsgaard and Thiago as a little attacking stack. And now it's now it's the opposite. Now it's this quick swing around. So Thiago did score, and I was saying if he could just get 10, 15 goals, they could just stay up, and Thiago could be a nice little option as like a kind of Chris Wood or a Strand Larson type of striker, where on their day, if they've got a game like Sunderland, he can get a goal because they've not got anyone else. Especially they're losing Wissa now, aren't they? I don't know if that happened.
Yeah.
Did he officially leave?
I think. I mean, I don't think it might have been still since we've been on, but I know it's one of those ones that went to the extended deadlines. But I'm pretty sure if someone in the comments knows more about that than me, but I'm pretty sure it's more or less over the line. But
yeah, he must have. Newcastle got that Isaac money now.
Yes,
they must be splashing it. But yeah, Sunderland. And what's quite interesting now is like I think last year this is when I bought my in-season cards. Is this time of the season last year, like that first international break, because prices just kind of come down a bit. You've got 3 weeks of data to kind of look at and kind of go, okay, I can kind of make a bit of more of a educated pick now. Prices come down. You've seen people for 3 weeks, so if I was just starting Sorare now and in season cards now, I would be tempted by kind of both these teams. Like if I was on last year's budget strategy.
Yeah, and that's to be fair, Brentford, I don't think they're going to be as good as they are, in the past few seasons. But the goalkeeper there, Callagher, who's upside, Nathan Collins, Stoke legend, by the way, he's got some really good scores. Plays every single minute. I think there's a stat last season he played every single minute in the Premier League. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. You've midfield probably a bit light there. But you could get away there with maybe a double defensive stack. And same as you say, if Thiago gets a goal or two 1 week, then you may got your Damsgaard, for example, or Sharda, for example. It's better than your Fulhams, in my opinion. It's better than those other teams. So that's where I would go. That's my kind of top budget choice at the moment. If from the teams we've seen, even though I think Brentford might struggle up this season, I think those sort of players could still do well on Sorare. I think.
Yeah, and it is only 3 games in, and maybe once the transfer window's shut and there's a bit less uncertainty about people like Wissa and the players that are there know, okay, I'm first team. Maybe they pick up in confidence. I feel like at home it's not an easy place to go, so maybe they'll at home, like this game away at Sunderland, you might see a lot of this, but at home to Sunderland could be like a very different kind of story. So I saw Tottenham Bournemouth because I've bought into some Tottenham players this season. They frustrated me attacking wise because I got Solanke and he just doesn't seem like he's gonna play anymore. Richarlison seems to be ahead of him, and they've signed another striker, I think. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Solanke's got a bad injury from what I saw today. I'm not sure how bad it is, but obviously they've gone out to sign Mawani, so so not great there.
But I think because I've got Vicario, I've got Porro, and I've got Paulinho, I think that could be like a nice. I'll still keep adding them. I think I might get a Javi Simmons and maybe even a Mawani. That could then be quite a fun 5. Or Kudos. Again, I'm kind of hoping he drops.
Is Kudos a midfielder or a forward?
Forward this season.
Yeah, it's not too bad then. Yeah,
I've got my eye on him. This kind of transfer, this international break. When it comes down a bit, I might jump on a Kudos.
Good time to buy.
Yeah. But yeah, I watched this game. It was so frustrating because Bournemouth were just. I didn't think it would happen. I thought when they got rid of Zabani, they got rid of Kirkes, they got rid of one of the other defenders, changed the goalkeeper, and they just looked as solid as last season, like surprisingly solid. And with Semenyo on the counter and Evan Nielsen is one of them strikers, he'll get 10 plus goals every season. They're impressive, and Spurs were on good confidence. I did think Spurs would win this game like by 3 but credit to Bournemouth. They impressed me a lot.
Yeah, they always do good business, and that left back as well. Is it Truffett? I mean, I've only seen. I mean, I didn't see this game. I haven't seen the highlights of this game. I was actually out, so I can't. But I did see the stats that both absolutely battered him. I don't know if you can get the stats up, but
Yeah, we
I think I
can.
saw it. I think I saw it at half time. Yeah, 20 shots to
20
5.
shots.
Wow.
That's
Yeah, 'cause
ridiculous.
I saw it at half time, or I'm some point during the game, and I'm a bit of a stat geek, and I'll have a quick look at all the games, and I think there was like 2 shots to 15. I thought, bloody hell, Bournemouth are absolutely battering me. What's going on?
Yeah.
It wasn't like a smash and grab 1-0. They
No.
absolutely battered him. So yeah, I think that left back Truffett is a great signing. Again, I think that's another great team. But I think, to be fair, both these two teams are great stacking potential teams. Could just be that forward. You got, got Semenyo in there, for example, Senesi, Truffett, like left back as mentioned, Tavernier. They've got some really, really good. To be fair, I'm quite tempted to get a ball stat myself now.
I was just saying, you're talking me into this. You're talking me into, because
Oh,
only today I've been sending a few offers for a classic Petrovic, because I've got a Chelsea collection from 2 years ago and Petrovic is in it. So I'm kind of thinking, like, if I could get that Petrovic, I've got like a 4% bonus, I think, on him, and then get 4 outfield in-season cards from Bournemouth. Like, that could be quite a fun budget pick. So yeah, I've already been looking at Truffert, Semenyo, Evan-Neilton, and then the fourth one is the one I don't know who I'd get, because I think I'd go Evan-Neilton, Semenyo, Truffert, and then I don't know. I think Henduzi's got a mini stack from Bournemouth, and he's got Tavernier, and he says that Tavernier is quietly ticks along with the points, but I'd want someone
yeah.
like Semenyo.
I think you got. I think try and. I think who's a set piece taker. I think is it Brooks. That's probably the other player I'd go for. I can't. I don't know who takes corners, but I'm. That's who my other pick would be. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is Brooks. But I feel like Brooks is just always injured as well. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
I don't quite like getting people like him. Like, he reminds me of like Madison. Like, that when they're fully fit and in flying form, I feel like you're like, oh wow, this Brooks guy, he's back to his that potential he once showed. But then he'll get an injury, he'll go out of the team, and the annoying thing is I think Evan Nilsson and Semenyo are forwards. So you would need a midfielder, and I think Clivert is a forward as well. Even though Clivert kind of plays as a midfielder, I think they're all the best players are all forwards at Bournemouth. So
That's tricky. Unless you get a four man, and then you stick, I don't know, a bit out there, but like a Bruno Fernandez. I know it's more not budget as such, but a differential basically from a different team, possibly.
Yeah, that would probably be more sensible. Not go full stack. And also it would separate you from everyone who's going 5. When Bournemouth do have that great game and everyone's gone for the full stack, I like that. I like doing that one randomer in there. So yeah, I'm going to be looking at Bournemouth now in the international break as well. So
yeah. To be fair, I watched a bit of England under 21 over the summer. Alex Scott was playing in midfield. He was absolutely brilliant until he got injured in that final. He was one of the players that impressed me, but he doesn't seem to be. I mean, he's come off there on the 63rd minute. Is that? I don't think he always plays and doesn't play the full. I'm not sure how good his Sorare scores are, but he's one that really impressed me in the summer. And there's another bit. It's Elliott as well. Obviously, Liverpool, he played really well, but yeah, Alex Scott. And he's a football manager wonder kid as well.
I was just about to say. He's an FM legend, so already I'm tempted.
Yeah.
Has he played? He started every game this season. And as you said, yeah, he did do well at the under 21s.
Yeah, he's just his scores out on. I mean, that's not bad against Tottenham, but he just doesn't get those. He's a good player to watch, and I loved him for England under 21. The summer he played, he was one of the best players in the pitch, but his Sorare scores don't quite match up to what I'm seeing on the eye test, if that makes sense. So
yeah.
I don't think he takes set pieces. If he took set pieces, I think it'd be like a no-brainer. But yeah, maybe one to watch over the next couple of years, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, that is the thing, because of his age, 22. Maybe he's going to develop into that player that we all saw in FM saves in a couple of years' time. So, yeah. that fifth midfielder pick, if you're going for a Bournemouth stack, it's a lottery. And at the same time as watching Spurs v Bournemouth, I had my laptop with this on as well. So it was a multi-screen day. The great thing about living in Mexico is all the games are on TV, like even 3 p.m. games. They're all on the HBO app. So
what time is that over? What time is they?
I think it's 8 in the morning. So
that's like nice cup of tea and watching the football.
My wife loves it as well, because when we were living in England, like we've been here for like 2 years now. When we were living in England, Saturdays, if it was like a great game at 5:30 and it was at 12:30, it would be like, right, we can do stuff in the evening, and she'd be like, ugh. But now it's all over by 11 a.m. and it's like then you've got the rest of the day to like live your life.
But what happens in the evening? So what do you do in the evening?
That's why I'm into Mexican football. That's when I watch Mexican football, yeah, because it's just on at the perfect time. It's just like, and that's on TV as well, and yeah, so it's great. And also, I mean, not last year, the year before, every Premier League game was on Paramount Plus's app, and it was £3 a month for every single Premier League game, and it's just like, oh my gosh, I was spending way more on Sky Sports, like BT back in the day. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you're watching this in the future and you want travel visa advice to come into Mexico. Let me know and I'll sort you out. But I watched this game because of my Grealish, and I kind of wanted just to keep an eye on Grealish. I had him captain in that other lineup, and Everton looked really fun. Like, I'm now looking at trying to get a Dewsbury Hall, because the two of them together, they've got like I think just because they're both clever footballers, it doesn't take long for players like that to gel. They just look like they've been playing with each other for like 5 years. Like the runs Grealish was making when Dewsbury Hall picked it up and vice versa, it just seems like that's going to be a really, really, they're both going to get a lot of points this season. And Ndiaye as well. Like,
I mean, yeah, and they just signed. Oh God, what's his name from Southampton? Now that youngster.
Oh God, Dibbling.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah, so they've got 3, if not 4, good players there to come in. Dewsbury Hall was one of my shouts this season. I've got my FPL, so I'm buzzing with that goal and assist. But yeah, Grealish. I mean, as you saw, really scores and picked him up for £9, was it? He's
45 now.
He's back. Yeah, but he's back to his Villa days, into that freedom, and the Grealish we all know basically.
I think even now, even though it's like 40 odd quid, if you look at other players in the league, about 40 quid, he's probably, I'd feel more confident on him like throughout the whole season. Maybe even you get some international usage out of him. I think Everton not having European football as well just means that he's not going to have like play Champions League or anything like that. He's just going to have Premier League football. He'll play every single game, 90 minutes most games. And I think the only thing with Everton is like who plays up top. It's like Beto or Barry. That's the only like question mark. But I think you're safe with a Grealish and a Dewsbury Hall. So
looking at Sorare wise then, are those two down as midfielders or?
Yeah, both midfielders.
Yeah, so you would need a forward then. Unless Ndiaye, I'm not sure what Ndiaye is, but
Ndiaye was a forward last year because I've got him in Classic, but I'm guessing he's a forward. I'd be interested to see if he ends up playing up front, because he's not fully comfortable on the right. I think he's a left winger really. But I'm never going to find him. Right, let's go Prem. The other option is, he's a forward, 25 quid.
Yeah, so...
The other option is you take a gamble on Beto or Barry and kind of go... Because watching the game, Beto got quite a lot of chances. And I was thinking, he doesn't have to be the best striker in the world. Grealish, and he's getting fed so many nice passes, so many little balls over the top from the likes of Grealish and Dewsbury Hall that he'll get plenty of chances and he'll score just because he's got really good service behind him. And I'm guessing Beto is first team because Barry started the game before, and then Beto, he's £4.50 for Beto right now. So yeah, he didn't play the last game, But I'm guessing if he started this game and scored, he's probably the first team one now.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not too sure, but if you can get that forward spot nailed on, I mean that's not a bad stack. You Pickford, obviously Pickford's probably the most expensive one. You're going to be, having there obviously be the goalkeeper as well. You got your Brantford who's out at the moment, Tarkowski. Your Grealish, Dewsbury Hall. So yeah, it's not not a bad team starter.
They're not, and they didn't. Their defense was a bit. I think previously everyone's thought, oh, Everton, David Moyes, solid defense, and because that was the one downside, I think because they've now got a bit more attacking flair, I think it will make them a bit less solid at the back. And Wolves scored two, so I do think Everton, they won't be as solid this season, but Pickford's one of them keepers where he'll make loads of saves regardless. And I think if you went for an attacking wing back, like if Mikolenko can kind of stay there, I think he could be fun. Also Branthwaite, yeah, when he's back from injury, he's quite a good defender. Yeah, and Garner takes set pieces as well. Didn't even mention him. Garner on set pieces.
Yeah, it's not a bad start, is that really? Not a bad. They'll do fun this season. Everton will. They'll be up there. I think mid-table, pushing top off. I think they've got a decent side manager, good attack now. Yeah, I think they're pretty solid. But you look at that Wolves team and you think, oh god,
It's a bit like Fulham. You're like, are they going to stay up?
Well, it's just in terms of like Sorare as well. You're thinking like this, yeah. Fulham and Wolves, the two teams that I think, yeah, I'm going to stay away from them.
Yeah, 100%. It's like I can just see so many people as well though going for those teams because it's like I can see the appeal because the prices will be so low. People like this Arias guy who have had some hype and everyone says that he's a good player and that he just needs to click, but I can just see that being painful. And
and like I said, obviously, Agbadu, that centre back, I own him. He has some pretty decent scores. I mean, you will get decent weeks, but just in general, owning these players and becoming classic cards next season, I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah, no. I think even Agbadu and Totti as well. I think Totti, he doesn't. Forget it. But last season, I remember him giving me some okay scores last season. But this year they don't look. I don't know why. It's the same defenders, but they just do not look as solid at the back. And his scores this year are disastrous. He got a red card, and then he played the next game. How did he do that? He got a red card and he played the next game. Did he get rescinded?
How's that happened?
Maybe it's Wolves and no one's really paying attention. Just get out there. Enjoy yourself, mate. Leeds Newcastle, I think I half watched this game. I think it was the 5:30 kickoff one.
Yes, yeah.
Because I crafted an Anthony Gordon. I think that's been my best craft this season so far, and I played him last week and he got sent off straight away. So I'm looking forward to him coming back with some strikers this time. But I was watching Ramsey quite closely because I've seen a lot of people talk about him with Joel Linton out. He'll get a lot of games, and he got taken off at half time, which wasn't the best thing for his confidence. So I wouldn't go Ramsey. I'm tempted, but I think by the time he gets into form, Joel Linton will come back and you'll be like,
yeah, it's going to be tricky with minutes, I think, with him as well. I think, yes, when Johnson comes back, this obviously signed Wissa now and the other striker from Germany, I can't think his name. They got a couple of wingers. It's obviously got Champions League football as well, so it'd be a lot of rotation, potentially a lot of rotation. Then attacking midfield, winger, forward slot. So yeah, going to be a tricky call that is, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just sticking with my Gordon. I had that Sorare itch where you get someone like Gordon, you go, oh, if I can put him with a few other Newcastle players, now we've got a nice little stack here. But I think I was like, no. Gordon will be that one player who I put in a lineup. To break up who are we talking about? Bournemouth. To break up a Bournemouth lineup, someone like him as that fifth
Yeah.
random player, I think that's better than picking any of these guys.
Yeah, and I think Gordon is the most nailed on forward. It's like attacking front three, front four in the Newcastle team, in my opinion. I think he's pretty much nailed on. Him and Grimera, Tonali, for example, them three will always play the big games. And
Yeah.
even before big Champions League, I think they'll play at least 60, 70 minutes, then maybe come off. But your Murphys, your Langers, your Ramses, for example, I think those ones are can be hit and miss and be quite tricky to see. Even the defense on these stuff, you've got Byrne, Botman, and Shaw there. They just signed. Is it Four his name? I don't know how to pronounce his name. He might be on the bench. Malik Four.
Yeah, Malik Thor, here he is.
Yeah, yeah. He just signed him for 30, 40 mil, I think it was. Not quite sure. So they've got rotation there. They've got Lewis Hall to come back in. They've got Trippier, Livramento. So they've got Ramsey on the bench. So they've got a lot of rotation options. So again, I love Newcastle, but I think there's just going to be a lot of rotation. And yeah, I love it. Lewis Hall last season, he had some good scores, didn't he? I think
That's who I've got my eye on.
Yeah,
because of the injury. I think he's one of them. Prices have come down because he's injured, but he's still young. I think these were good scores, and could get better. And he's not got that much competition. So I think who did they play left back last game? They had played Livramento. Yeah, Trippier. I think will come out sooner or later. He won't be able to do Champions League as well every week. So I think Livramento back on the right and then Hall at left back could be fun attacking wing backs. And I think this formation they just played because they didn't have any. They don't have any attackers really. Like Murphy and Osula were up front, and once everyone's there, fully fit, not suspended anymore, I think it'll be quite a fun team. But like you said, with Champions League football, it's going to be hard to predict who plays. Risky team, but I mean, Champions League usage could be quite fun as well. Like,
yeah,
the Sorare comps for the Champions League they announced, didn't they? I've not fully had a read about that. But...
Yeah, a couple of days ago, I had a quick glance, so nothing too much, but for the probably more golden arenas or some sort of arenas in there, the prize pools look quite decent, but I think not amazing. I think they look very, very good. I think for classic, and it's better than not having nothing at all. If that makes sense. So they've got something there.
And arenas could be interesting with Newcastle because then you'll know who's playing. You could put your lineup out there when you do know who's playing. And if someone like Hall or even Trippier, like if he does play a game in the Champions League, I don't think he'll be that highly owned. And I'm not as sold as I was on Bournemouth and Everton, but
yeah,
if the prices are low, I can see it being appealing. And Leeds wise, I was watching their attack quite closely, and none of them really impressed because I want there to be a good budget option there. Like I'm desperately looking for it. Like, and I was watching this game thinking, wow, Notto. Like I remember last time they were in the Premier League, he was very exciting, and I don't watch too much Championship football, but I heard good things about him, and then just I don't know if he's not quite up to that level yet.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I haven't watched Leeds this season, so I can't really comment too much. Obviously, watching a couple of times last season. Obviously, they battered my team, Stoke. I think it was like 6, maybe 5, 6, 1 or 0. So I watched that game. Glad enough. So I know you've got a decent team there, but like I said, I haven't followed them this season, so I can't really comment too much. But same as you say, they've got Dan James still playing, which. I mean, bless him. I mean, he's a decent footballer, but again, I don't want to comment too much. Yeah, in terms of so rare, those forwards there, especially, I don't think they're going to get anything amazing. But again, that one game week, you never know.
I like Jack Harrison, and Calvert-Lewin came off the bench and looked okay. If he can get in the first team,
how old is he now?
28? No way. 28.
He's not 28.
That's ridiculous. He feels like he's been around forever.
If I had to guess his age, I'd say about 33, and that's 5 years out there. God, that's bad for me. Oh God.
No, I definitely was expecting to see 30s. I can't believe he's in his 20s. That's mad. If you get a Calvert-Lewin, though, next week he's injured. Whenever you buy Calvert-Lewin, next week he gets injured. That's how he gets you. A bit of a surprise result on was Sunday. Brighton
Yeah.
beating Manchester City. Oscar Bob keeps playing on the wing. They've got all of these wingers, and Oscar Bob is just Pep's guy this year.
Yeah, I purposely didn't watch this game and the West Ham Forest game because in my FPL, a lot of people have got Haaland and Chris Wood. So I was like, I'm not watching it. I've got Paint Fancy. So I'm like, I don't watch the game. I don't see who scored. So I haven't actually seen the goal. So I kind of avoided these games. So yeah, apologies in advance. I don't know how they played. I haven't even seen the goal. I saw West Ham's couple of goals. I saw the penalty. I'm sure we'll come on to that in a moment in time. But yeah, these two games I avoided just purposely for FPL purposes.
I get it. I was the exact same as you. I don't have Haaland or Wood in FPL, and I was like avoiding. I think I watched Forest because I think I've got a lot of Forest. I had a collection last year, so I had an all-star lineup with 7 Forest cards. So I watched that game, and I was so annoyed. 3-0. 3-0 defeat to West Ham. They're so bad against Chelsea.
Yeah.
So bad against Chelsea, West Ham, that I just thought Forest are going to absolutely destroy them. I captained Wood in that. Sometimes I like to do that. If I don't have the player in FPL, I'll captain them in Sorare, just so it's like, at least I get something in Sorare. But
definitely.
I don't know. I don't know what to read it from this. Like, are West Ham back? Was it just an off day from Forest? Bit of both.
Yeah, I mean, look at West Ham's team there. It's not, it's not the end of the world. I mean, we've got Ward-Prowse and Soucek still in that middle, which probably get on a bit now in terms of, there's still quality there, but are they, mid-table top all Premier League players? Probably not. I think Bowen is just the main man. The team's not too bad. Walker Peters, I think Fernandez, that's the guy he's from Southampton, that winger.
Yeah.
So they've got.
Why was Wan-Bissaka not playing? I don't remember thinking that. Kyle Walker Peters ahead of Wan-Bissaka is interesting.
Yeah.
It worked. Maybe.
Yeah.
Mavropanos, yeah, they've got, it's a strange team. Callum Wilson came off the bench. I think they might, I don't know if they've signed the striker, but I saw they were rumoured because I crafted a Boniface card like last week, and I'm holding on to him because he's rumoured to be leaving, and West Ham are one of the clubs highly.
I think Boniface has joined Werder Bremen. I'm pretty sure. Was that him? I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I saw something today. Yeah, I might be wrong on that one, though. I'm pretty sure he's joined another Bundesliga club. I'm sure someone in the comments could maybe give some insight on that, but I'm pretty sure it's another Bundesliga club.
That could be good. I've got him listed for sale. I'm trying to purely on the fact that he might get a move.
What's happened with him? Because I know we're going to be off topic here, but obviously he had a good spell in Belgium, and then he went to Leverkusen. What's happened with him?
I know because I did some research once I crafted the card. I was like, okay, all right, let me find out what the situation is. And it seems like he didn't get on with the last manager. So last season he was coming off the bench a lot, and he was going to go to AC Milan. He had his medical at AC Milan, and then they said that it was the strangest reason for failing the medical. They were like, we looked at his knee, and we don't like how his personal trainer was exercising his knee last season, and we think that there might be something. Kerry's confirmed that Boniface, I think, has gone to Werder Bremen.
Yeah, I've got a tweet here. He's a loan, I think, a loan deals to Werder Bremen. So,
I guess at Werder Bremen, he'll be a good option. Could be a good card, but I don't have any Bundesliga, so I think I'll probably sell him for like £19, £20 and spend that elsewhere. So he didn't go West Ham there, so they're going to be stuck with Fulcrum and Callum Wilson up front.
Yeah, I'm not sure if West Ham has signed anyone else today. I'll have a quick look now, but...
Oh, yeah. They've also got... No, they haven't got anyone, have they? Yeah, Callum Wilson, maybe if he can stay fit, could be a okay option, but yeah, no, I think Bowen's still a forward card. So if you're thinking Sorare, you don't really need to get a striker from West Ham. You could just play Bowen. This left back I was watching as well because I've seen a lot of FPL as well. A lot of people have him. He's one of those cheap FPL options, and he did look good. I was thinking, yeah, maybe I could have gone there. Malik Diouf.
Yeah, he did well in pre-season again. Was it United or Brentford? Something like that. I saw the highlights. I didn't watch the games like that, but yeah, there's a lot of hype around him before the season starts. So is that an assist there he's got?
Yeah, I think he got an assist. Yeah,
yeah.
And could have got more. I think Fulcrum, if Fulcrum was a bit better, he would have got more. But he'll do well in Sorare. He'll do well for creating lots of chances. He must have got a good score. Must have got a good score this week. Oh, not that good. I thought it would be better. 60s. 2 assists in a row though, so they can just sort out their attack.
Is that possession lost? I'm guessing on those scores. Is that why it's minus? Yeah, possession. That's
16. 16. Jeez, that's mad.
He must get the ball and just cross.
Yeah, that's funny. Against Chelsea, I'm guessing it's the same. Possession lost. Yep, 11-1.
Some more breaking transfer news here. Zinchenko's going to Nottingham Forest.
Ooh.
On straight loan.
That's not good for my Nico Williams card, but £4. Zinchenko. I guess with Europe, they'll probably play one in the league, one in Europe.
Yeah, I don't think it's official yet, but they've got an agreement, so it looks more likely than not. But yeah, I feel like Jim White here.
Yeah, I like it. We got Fabrizio Romano in the chat again. All right. So I think we skipped Brighton. Brighton, funny team because I feel like they're always one of them Sorare teams where like now and again they'll do okay and you'll see a 5 Brighton stack at the top of the league, win 1 week. But this year I was less tempted by them than probably last 4 or 5 years, really.
Yeah. I get the same vibe. Like, I don't know why. I just don't want to stack them. I don't know. They've got a decent team there. Van Hecke, you got De Kuiper, for example, Belieber, but I mean, Matoma, but I don't think they're amazing. I think Mick Bradley's had a Brighton stat last season, I think, and I don't think he did too well. But yeah, I look at that team and just think, no, I don't know what it is. They've got some really good individual players, but yeah, I'd just stay away from them. I don't know why.
I feel like price-wise as well, they're not fully budget. They're kind of the same as a Bournemouth, the same as an Everton, and there's just better teams at their price range. Like Mitoma, £12. I'm guessing a Bournemouth winger, Semenyo, or guessing you could spend £12 better. No, Semenyo's £20. But yeah, like Welbeck up front, it doesn't fill me with confidence that anyone in this team is going to maintain a good level. Like, yeah, Welbeck might get a goal or 2, might have a good patch of form, but yeah, just wouldn't see that continuing for the whole season. And
what's your strategy on Sorare? So, me personally, I don't like. I mean, I think the only play that I've got that basically, I don't like playing number 9s forwards. I love a winger. I love like Jal Pedro is brilliant. He's not like a number 9. So I love like a Vinny Junior. Like a Mitoma would be a good example. I don't like having your Haalands. I mean, I've got Harry Kane. Probably Harry Kane's probably the only exemption that I like really. But what's your view on that? I don't know why I don't like number 9s that just get a goal or 2 and they get no AA. I'm a AA lover.
I'm the exact same. Like if I see a winger as a forward is the ideal one for me. Like if I'm watching a game and I see like someone keeps bombing down the wing, getting crosses in the box, first thing I'm doing is checking, sorry, are they a forward? Are they a forward? Oh, great, they are. Like put that one on the scout list. And like definitely, because so many times, because when I first started playing Sorare, I had the opposite. I was like, let me go for the number 9. Let me go for the guy who I think is there, starts every game, is always going to be up front. And Haaland's the perfect example of like you can always see when someone's just started Sorare and they've got money to spend and they go out and buy a Haaland and you're like, you're in. Give it a year, you'll realize that money could have been better spent on so
Yeah,
many
I
better
think
players.
I think there's a couple of forwards. Like I said, I think Harry Kane is probably, and I think Osherman as well. I think they're just that good in that league. They'll get 2 or 3 goals, and they don't care about the AA. But in the Premier League, for example, I would take a Saka over Gyökeres. I'd take
Yeah,
probably take Holland over Marmoush, maybe. But you get the point. I think I'd always like a winger, like a João Pedro rather than a Liam Delap, if that makes sense. Something
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
a number 10, a winger rather than number 9.
I think I had a Delap last season when he was at Ipswich, and I remember being frustrated with him because like just what we're saying, I think he was outscored like every game by who did they have? Enciso. I think they had Enciso on loan last year.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like I
Ipswich,
was
yeah.
like, surely Delap's the main guy. I've got Delap. If Ipswich do anything this year, it'll be because of him. And then he would just be outscored constantly by Enciso, by Hutchinson, by basically their attacking wingers and whoever was at number 10. So yeah, no, wingers as forwards all the way. Unless it's like you said, a league where they just smash it. Like I'm guessing the Celtic
Yeah.
number 9 is pretty fun.
Yeah, well, I don't think they've got. Well, they just sold that. Is it Ida today to Swansea? So I don't think they have a recognised strike at the moment. I
Oh
don't think
dear.
so. But yeah, usually leagues like that and top clubs, they're exemptions basically.
Definitely. Forest West Ham we already did. Liverpool Arsenal. What a
The big
snooze
game.
fest.
I know. For some reason, these big games. I mean, obviously, last Monday was a great game, Newcastle, Liverpool. But yesterday, these big games sometimes they just seem to. I think the teams are just too. They're scared the right word. They're too safe.
Yeah.
They don't want to lose. They'd rather not lose and go out and win. If that makes sense.
And it seems like it's getting worse. Like I feel like maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I remember these big 4-3 scoring kind of games between these kind of teams, and Chelsea used to always like have 4-3s against Liverpool, and recently they're just so cagey. There's too much pressure. There's too much. Nobody wants that bad narrative. Nobody wants that pressure on the manager. Nobody wants the new boy to suffer. But they were just cancelling each other out. One moment of brilliance, a ridiculous free kick from Sobotlai, and yep, Kerry spot on. Apart from the free kick, the game was a shambles. Saliba injured. What have you done with your Saliba card?
I sold it
Oh,
more or less
nice.
as soon as I got it. So yeah, again, going a bit off topic here, and what I do now is if I win a card, reward wise, or getting through the crafting system, I don't mind losing a haircut of like. Say, I think the last sale was like 210. I think it was like £250, and last auction was 210. I think I sold it for like 185 quid, which is quite a lot of difference. But the way I see it, international break, and I think a boss was trying to sign the same price as me. So I've learned in the past that lose out maybe 20 quid rather than if his price. I mean, if price might jump up, next couple of weeks if he wasn't injured, for example. But that's why I see the gain. If I want to move out on someone, I don't mind. The old Jack would fight for that £10, that £20 difference, if that makes sense. But yeah, I've got him as a reward. It's a great card to have. I thought, yeah, just ship him on and reinvest that in like challenge as an example. So get a bit off topic there.
No, no, no. I love it. I love it, and I don't. I think I'm still in that place of I don't want to lose that £10. I don't want to.
Oh yeah, and yeah, in some plays I would still be like that, but I think I don't know why. I don't know if you feel the same. If you win a card's reward, I think sometimes I think especially like a card like that. I mean, I could have pulled anyone that day. I could have pulled a £100 card. I just sat there and thought to myself, I got very lucky. I got a Saliba with 200 quid. I could have pulled out, I don't know, a Timber who might be worth 100 quid. So I think let's sell him for it's still £100, still made that money on that card. let's just get him gone. And again, that might be wrong in the next couple of weeks that he might shoot back up, but I'm content where I've sold him. But similar to said on some other players, I might be fighting that £5 because it's like limited level. So I'm the same, but it's different for a reward for some reason.
Yeah, one thing that helped me is when I first started, I had like spreadsheets where I was tracking like prices, profit, all of this stuff. One thing that helped me is like getting rid of my spreadsheet, getting not obsessing over, am I making profit on a card? Am I losing money? How much did I buy that card for? Well, then I want to sell him as close to that as possible. All of that stuff, and just now I just have like I take a picture of the player and I just have like an image of all my players like in their zones and stuff, and I don't think of them as like values. So, like you said, like with your Saliba example, I think that's a really good example because I also using that like logic of the international break's coming, his price is going to drop there anyway. If I really wanted him, I could buy him then for less, and I could sell him now for more. That's one way I'd like to think of it. But also, like, do I want to play this card? Do I want to? How does he fit with other cards? Like, how much is he worth? And then what's that for other cards? So, like, I often think I just have various figures in my head, and I'm just like, okay, one Cooper Raya is a Tosin and a Nico Williams, or like I just tried to say like, I think the premium players like Arsenal, Liverpool, PSG. I just think unless you're going to go for like 5 Arsenal, unless you have that, I think I would have sold them as well, like you did. I think that makes sense to me.
Yeah, like I say, it's one of those things, and I didn't want not I didn't want him, but he was no use to me. I could do that money elsewhere. So the plan is now, same as your plan, I think, is during the international break is to reinvest that into, in my case, challenger cards. So it's getting that cash that. So if an auction does come on now, I can go right, and instead of waiting around and try and sell maybe other classic cards, try and get 10, 20 quid. I've got that cash there. It's there to go. If I see an auction or if it might be, I can go get that card. Where if I'm waiting to sell him and I need to time to a bot or I need the money, before the next deadline, prices might come up by then. So I just feel better. And if he does go up at 50 quid, 100 quid the next public sale, I always think auctions are completely different. Just from what I see at the moment, I might be wrong. People pay £50, £60 more for auctions just for the collection bonus. I don't do that personally, but a lot of people tend to do that. So yeah, it was just one of those things, really. And I mean, we'll make mistakes. Maybe sure, a couple weeks time, months time, he might be worth 500, he might be worth 50 quid. We'll soon see.
Could go up, could go down, could get injured in the international break. Who knows? And
yeah,
my besties in the chat, Hoodwink, how are you, mate? Hoodwink, what did you do this weekend? Sorry, what was your best lineup? Did you win anything fun? Rub it in our faces. Make us feel bad. How did Deju do? How did Cecilia do? All of that good stuff. Kerry's gone off topic saying Kakia has joined Galatasaray. Galatasaray. If you've got a Galatasaray stack, you're gonna have a great year. Yeah, no, Galatasaray, like, I feel like now it's too late almost, but
I used to have a super rare card.
Kai says he got so lucky, he had 395 for the 400 La Liga streak and somehow got 428 points. How, Kai? How? Was that like a late Opta change or something?
Is that Houston? Someone like that got a was it? I'm trying to think. Someone got a last man tackle today. I'm pretty sure. Was it Houston, the Madrid defender?
Maybe.
I might be wrong, but
well done, Kai. However it happened, let's keep it quiet in case Sorare sort of trying to see what's happened and change it. So take the streak. Okay, Hoodwink's not. He's not got any success to rub in our face. Every streak. That was me for the first 2 weeks. But Daegu won a game. Beautiful. Beautiful. First time since March. You can't have it all, Hoodwink. You can't have Daegu winning and you hit hot streaks. So the universe decided to give you a joy there this week. They're staying up. They're staying up. I'm gonna have a look at the league table now. Last time I looked at the league table yesterday. I can't believe I'm getting into the K League now. This is what Sorare does to you. I knew nothing about the K League, and then last week Hoodwink told me that Gustavo Poyet, Chelsea legend, is managing the team top of the league at the moment. I was like,
wow.
so Daegu are still bottom, but they've got a win, a draw and a win, and they're unbeaten in the last two. So aren't they mathematically relegated? How many games did they play each other twice? I don't know anything about the K League, I'm afraid. So they play. Hoodwink will tell us. How does the league work? Yes, my John Book, Hyundai Motors. Let's go, Team Hyundai. Next season, I'll get a Hyundai stack. A John Book stack. If Gustavo Poyet is still manager, if Gustavo leaves, I leave. Juan Garcia got a random update. Oh, that was who he got his points from.
Oh yes, that was the one. Yeah,
that was the one. I saw other people celebrating that. So it works with 33 games, then a split, and 5 games after. So there's 5 games left. I guess they could stay up if they win all 5 games and all of these teams keep dropping points. Because it's a playoff, I think. So they just need to finish maybe second to bottom, maybe, to play in the playoff with these guys. But I think bottom goes down whatever. And Cecilia is playing in the second division, which will be tough for a lot of Sorare managers. Let me go back. So we did Liverpool, Arsenal. The one Premier League game we've not covered was Villa Palace. What? Villa haven't scored all season, and I bought a Watkins and a Morgan Rogers before the season, and they've been disastrous.
Yeah, I was very shocked with this result. Again, Palace just coming back from the European game. Last game on the Sunday. Me owning Watkins on an FPL, I thought this is a game. This is where Haaland's only scored a goal today. Wood didn't score for Villa at home. 2-3-0 Villa. Watkins with a brace. Rogers with an assist or a goal. And I watched a little bit of this game. I think I watched the first half. I watched a little bit of the first half. Wharton, by the way, for Palace, what a game he had. I only saw the first half, and he had amazing 45 minutes. There's another player as well. I think it's a defenders, Richardson. Like the recruits had a real good game as well. Yeah, 3-0. Should be a shot result there.
They're quality. They are. I had my Palace stat last year, so I've kind of got a bit attached to them since then, and I'm looking forward to playing that collection in the Europa. Is it Conference League they're in?
Conference, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to playing that because I had a bit of fun with a Chelsea Classic stack last year in the Conference League. And I think Palace are going to be the exact same. It's going to be like they're going to win most games. They'll go really far in the competition. And especially with Arena, when you know the starting lineup and you can put them in, I think Palace are going to be a really fun Classic stack to have.
And if you just have a look at the bench, I don't think... I know that because in the European game, they didn't have many players on the bench. I mean... Yeah, the bench isn't great, is it? I mean, they just had that Pino, haven't they? Pino, Lerma, I think he played midweek. Sosa, I think he's a wing back. Yeah, they haven't got much options. So
it might be good enough for the group stage. Group stage champion Conference League. It could be good enough for.
I'm thinking that more rotation. There's not much chance of rotation. Is the centre backs there? Who are they going to play centre back there? So let's say Gay gets injured, or you want to rotate one out. Who's going to come in there? I can't see one. So I mean, I might be wrong. I mean, they might have someone else. I think they just signed someone from the French league.
They've got these guys injured as well.
Yeah, true.
But again, I don't think many of these are first team. Maybe Decore could rotate a bit. Eddie and Ketier as a kind of slight backup.
Yeah, in terms of like the Munoz and the defenders, they should be locked in. But same as say, if you play in the Arena, you don't. You can wait until the kick-off an hour before kickoff, can't you? And pop them in then.
Yeah. And like
Oh, did
with Eze
Waterman?
going, I think Saar is going to become even more
Oh,
reliable, more responsibility, more points. So Mateta and Saar could be a great combo.
yeah. Sorry, I've just seen Waterman went off injured there. Was that a bad injury or was
Yeah,
that?
it did look bad. It looked.
Oh,
I've
right.
not looked into what happened. Like it was one of those ones where like no one's around him and he just pulls up his hamstring, goes down, and can't continue. So they really need that to be like weeks, not months.
Yeah, I'm
But
just looking here now. He's with. I think he's withdrawn from the international squad, but I can't see much. He's had a few injuries, hasn't he, now, Wharton?
yeah, you do worry about him. Like it's reminding me a bit like of Smith Rowe when he was coming through at Arsenal and looking good, but then getting injured. So hopefully that doesn't happen to him. Kai's having to sell some players with his Galatasaray selection. Galatasaray are, I'm still confused because I don't play contender and challenger in season at the moment. They're contender, right?
Who's that? Galatasaray.
Galatasaray. So Turkish leagues
Their
in
their
challenger.
challenger.
So are you
Yeah,
tempted to look at any Galatasaray boys for your challenger?
yeah. I've got Bodaki, the centre back, the captain. I've got Sara. I think his name is the guy who
Oh
takes all the
yeah,
set pieces. Well, most of the
Sara's
set pieces.
good.
I've got Osherman as well. Of course.
Yeah, they're gonna have a lot of fun this year. Seems like Fenerbahce kind of, I think last year were their main pushing them, and this year Mourinho's gone. The party's over.
But that team right there for Sorare wise, I mean, Davinson Sanchez, centre back Bodaki, both them two are solid and locked in, and they
Yeah,
get amazing scores. Even the left back there, that Al Mali, I think he's actually a forward card on Sorare. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty
is he?
sure he's a. Because I've been looking at him, I might be wrong. I'm not quite sure if he's definitely locked in, but
He's a mid. Oh no. Oh, he's a defender this year.
oh right, I might be wrong. It might be defender card. I might be wrong with that.
Oh, they've just signed him, have they? Yeah,
But
no.
yeah, in terms of that team, they've got Sane, they've got Atgun, I mean, Tavares is a that team is just if you can play SO7 with that, if you've got SO7 classic, that you have your two centre backs there, that should win it most weeks.
Definitely, definitely. Oh man, I talked myself into a Galatasaray collection at this rate. I talked myself. This happened last week as well. Like, every time someone comes on, they just tell me their thing, and I'm like, well, maybe I should get involved in that. But no, I'm staying in my lane for now. But international break is. Keep your eyes on the market, guys. I think this is a good time to, if you've got your eye on a league, like I want to kind of go into La Liga more. So I'm going to be looking at that, strengthening Premier League with the teams we've been talking about today. What do I want to know more about Jack P? Jack, what's your favorite film?
What's my favorite film? Surprisingly, I'm not really a film sort of guy. I'm more of like a TV show, like a series.
What's your favorite series? I know it's hard, but like one
Well,
of the top ones.
I'd probably say it's not probably not, maybe not my favorite as such, but one I can watch over and over again is probably The Office. I don't know if you ever
Oh
watched The
yeah,
Office,
I love it.
but I
The
could
American or
literally
the
watch that. But I like people always compare both, and they always pick one. I love them. I love them both. I don't.
me too.
I could watch. I can go back now and watch episode after episode. I wouldn't get bored even though I've seen it two or three times.
Yeah.
So that sort of comedy I like. I'm just trying to think what else I like really, but that's probably the if I had to pick one. Yeah, in terms of films, I haven't really got a top film, but I'm quite bored in that sense. I don't really watch much films and yeah, TV shows. Yeah, I think The Office has got to be up there. To be honest.
Yeah, me and my wife, we kind of we do like laps of it. We usually start at
Yeah.
season 2 and then don't watch the last season. Once Steve Carell goes, it does drop a bit.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it definitely does.
So I think we've done it maybe like 4 times where we've just watched it throughout, and it's like just before bed. It's like our bedtime show. It's like I love it. I love it. Okay, that's
Oh,
good. I just needed to clarify. You know, Jack seems all right. He's good. I feel like he might have good taste. He does. He has good taste. I can confirm. Jack, thank you so much for coming on. Make sure you guys go follow Jack P on YouTube, on all the socials. Is there anything else I need to promote? You want to promote?
No, that's been great. I just can't believe the time. It's an hour and a half we've done just
It's flown
chatting
by.
Premier League. I quite enjoyed that. So just talking through the games, and yeah, hopefully it's been all right for the viewers, and yeah, it's been fun. It's flown. I can't believe it's been an hour and a half.
That's what we do on Amreezy's channel. We have fun. I'd like to have you back on in the future, Jack. I've got a few
Definitely,
managers lined up in the next coming weeks, but you're definitely one that you're welcome back anytime. And been a pleasure getting to know you. So if you're watching this in the future, if you're watching this on repeat, drop a comment, whatever you're thinking. What did we get wrong? What did we get right? What players? This is the number one comment I want to see. Who should we be looking at this preseason, this international break? Kai says, have we talked about Isaac and Gui? We'll finish off talking about Isaac and Gui. It's terrifying what Liverpool are doing this window. Like Wirtz, Frimpong, Etikite, Isaac, and that's ridiculous. What a window. That's one of the best Premier League windows anyone's ever had.
I feel like I'm playing Football Manager. It feels like Liverpool playing Football Manager.
Yeah.
When you get to the last day, you've got 150 mil spend. You think, you know what? Isaac's on the market there. I'm going buy him. That's what it feels like. They're just playing Football Manager.
It does. It's like, do I need another striker? No, but he's available. He's handed in a transfer request, and I've got money in my budget, so
I'll just take him.
I love it. I love it. Well, that's all today. I'm gonna play the outro music. Thank you everyone for getting involved in the chat. Thank you, Hoodwink, Kai, Kerry, the other people who are above who I can't see on the screen right now. I'll see you next week when next week's international break, so there'll be no Premier League to review, but I'm going to chat with Hernduzi, who was on episode 1. He's a brand new beginner in Sorare. He's just started playing, so we're going to review his first month on the platform, see what he's learned, any lessons like that. Otherwise, thanks again, Jack. We'll see you next time on the channel, Jack.
Thanks so much. Cheers. Yeah, thank you very much.
Peace. Uh-oh. The outro's not playing. The outro's not playing.